Every high and crushing low taught me something invaluable: resilience. I began documenting my journey, recording every lesson and every step towards rebuilding my success and my mental, even if no one else was watching. I didn't know where this path would lead, but I had Frank, Rosario, and the memories of everything I'd built and lost, fueling my determination. What you're about to see is my journey, the highs, the lows, and every moment in between, captured during a time when I was all alone, but never defeated. I'm going to get back to being a millionaire. No matter what, I will make it.
There we go. Happy 2024, people. Sorry about the scarring. I don't know what's going on with that. My eczema is just acting up again. So today, it is January 1st, 2024. Let's go. We made it to the new year. Things are still rough, but I'll get into that. Made it to the new year, so hopefully things are going to be way better, guys. Amazingly better. So let me give you the rundown. Bitcoin is at, let me also prove the date. It is January 1st. Oh, it is January 1st, Monday. And let me go back to this. Bitcoin is at $43,680. And Ethereum is at $2,340. So, what's been going on since last I spoke? Last I spoke was the beginning of the month, I'm pretty sure. And now it's the 1st of January. So what's changed? Not really anything. I got paid a little bit, like $4,500, but honestly, half of that went to rent, and a portion went towards just spending time with my family, and then car payment stuff. So literally that's all it's been towards. I have not spent like literally any money on myself, like besides necessities and stuff like that, in like 5-6 months, man. It's been crazy. Biggest thing right now is to make sure that I get my car paid for. If I can get my registration paid for, and my and I'm still waiting on my license, so I have no clue, like my renewal. If I can get my registration paid for, which is like $500-$600, and then also get my car fixed as far as just the lights and stuff, which are like really low right now, which probably means that I have to come up with about $800, $850, somewhere around there, then I'll be good. Problem is, I'm still waiting on some money from Frank, so hopefully I can get some money. If I can get like another $3,000 to $4,000, then that'd be good, because another part of that, half of that will go towards rent, and then the other half I'll use to go ahead and pay off my car and just situate myself a little bit better, get my car paid, stuff like that. So that's the biggest stuff. I mean, we're in a ruck because all the holiday stuff, so people aren't really paying, and then we're like trying to go back and forth with customers and stuff like that. It's been hard, bro. It's been hard. The whole construction business is just like fucking, it's not easy. It's just like, you think that it's like a straight line. You're like, okay, we got this project, let's go. And then it goes doop, boop, 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 boop. And then everything with the contractor's license board, which hasn't really hit us up, but I feel like all that shit's gonna come very, very soon. So I have no clue. I'm just trying to get myself on a path where I can kind of situate myself solo. So if anything does happen, then I'm all good. That's like my only worry. Like, as long as I can situate myself, then I'll be good. But the problem is, I kind of need to do it without having the backing of like having shelter here, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to make sure that if I am good, that it won't be like I have to go to a W-2 job, because going to a W-2 job still means that I have to wait like 2 months to really make any money, and then also I need to make sure that I have a place to stay. And like I said, I don't know in worst case scenario if any of that stuff is gonna happen. And so I'm kind of just making sure as a backup plan that I situate myself in a position where I'm good, I'm taken care of by myself, and I'm not having to rely on anyone else is the biggest thing. I want to get to a point, I think my New Year's resolution, I should say first, is getting to a point where I'm just self-sufficient. If I can make at least $2,500 to $3,000 a month, I think that's minimum. That's totally fine for me. Just passively. If I can make that passively, then I'll be really happy, because I'll have enough to pay my artists, pay the people that need to be paid or should be paid for other projects and stuff, and still be comfortable and still be able to just kind of sit at home, do what I need to do, work from home, work from my PC, get some workout equipment and have my own gym, my own home gym. Like, there's a lot of things on my to-do list to get done and make sure that I have these goals set up so that way I can get to that place where I'm self-sufficient. But it's been hard because I've been working for the company, obviously, for 2-3 years or whatever. But it's like, out of 2 or 3 years, I've only really made like fucking like $12,000 or maybe even less. So it hasn't been like super fun, or it's been a struggle for real. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I really hope that things turn around. One of those things that could be the catalyst for things turning around is our place. I don't know if I've said this, but the place that we have right now, it's in pretty bad condition just because it's an older like ranch home. And the issue with that is that, or not the issue, but the thing that's been going on the last year or so is that the woman who actually owns the home, because we rent it from a lady, elderly lady, who she owns the home, and she's sold the home. And by selling the home, she just recently, because she's been trying to sell it but hasn't been able to, so she recently sold it. And because we're general contractors that live in, it makes it easier for them and for us to maintain the property and go ahead and fix things up and go ahead and work on things. And she's been trying to sell this forever, and it seemed like she was gonna sell it, I think like 2 or 3 months back. I don't know if I talked about it, but it seemed like she was gonna sell it then, but she couldn't. It fell through. And so now she actually sold it. And so what we're waiting for is for the deal to settle and for them to go ahead and write us up a lease contract to make sure that we're in. So if that consists of no rent, that would be great, because that means we're saving $100K for the year. If it consists of working and maintaining the property as well, that means like redoing the bathrooms, redoing the kitchens, all that stuff, then that could easily be another $200,000 to $500,000 that we're like doing in project wise, and which would be like maybe let's say $100,000 to $150,000 also on top of the $100,000 that we're saving, on top of that we would make in profit. And if we can get to that point where we're making profit, which I already made a calculator and everything for Frank, if we can get to a point where we're actually making profit, especially on just one job, literally all we need is 1 to 2 jobs of pure profit. Like, our margins are really good and solid, then we'll be good. But the problem is, for the last 4 to 5 jobs, we have not done that. Not on me, but I also never made a calculator or any of this stuff. Frank's been running the show, and it's been pretty much a shit show because he hasn't been including all the numbers that he needs to. Like, he's good on his projections and stuff like that, but it's bad when you don't know how much you're actually making or how much you're actually spending. So you have like for example, he has like a general budget, like, oh, this is gonna be, in the ballpark of 350,000. But if things add up differently, or if there's more stuff, more extras or anything like that, then it goes over budget, and then we don't make any profit anyways. Like, he cuts it like that close every single time, or it goes over and it's like, oh shit. And most of the time, 90% of the time, it goes over the expected budget that we have. And then that's where problems arise and stuff with some of our clients, where it's like, we're going to have to restructure or do anything like that. So I'm trying to get them off of that path, so that way everything's structured and labeled and understood by both parties, so there's no wiggle room to be like, oh shit, you told me you were going to do this for this, and it's like, then we're having to look in the contract and look and see, oh no, we're actually not responsible. Like, things like that could get us in a lot of trouble, and I'm not I'm not trying to go through another fucking lawsuit. So I mean, just that first one that we did, that's just so difficult, so much hassle, so much trouble. It's just like, once you go through that, you're like, no, I'm not going through another one. Like, the PTSD and the shit that you really have to, like, understand and go through, even though it wasn't on me, but it was like, I was part of the process trying to figure, I was like a paralegal, so I'm like trying to like figure shit out and trying to like look at legal law and stuff, trying to negotiate with the lawyer and trying to negotiate with Frank and all this other bullshit. At the end of the day, it's just like a lot of shit that you have to like go through and learn and understand for it to really click, for everything to really make sense, and for you to have that experience as well. So enough babble. So that's about the company. I'm still owed about $6,000, so if I can get that, then I'm good. But my thinking, realistically, I'm just thinking that I'm not gonna get it, so that way when I do get it, then I'm surprised, and if I don't get it, I'm not angry. Having that mindset has been good for me. Yes, it's more of a pessimistic mindset, but I have that to keep me grounded, because I really, 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 really hate being optimistic on something and then just being let down. It's more destroying than having a pessimistic attitude, which is really just no way but up. So always expecting a worse is, to me, just the better outlook, because being on the other side of that is just way worse, and sometimes it leads to that outlook. So technically, I would say that having that optimistic outlook turned me pessimistic. Does that make sense? So I went optimistic, and then the optimism slowly went into darkness, and then I turned I turned into the pessimistic type. So what am I doing currently? Currently, I am running a business, or trying to run a business, that deals with crystals and other stuff. And I'm trying Etsy and trying to get that started, and hopefully it goes well. I don't know how good it's going to go. I'm still trying a lot of new stuff out. I'm just hoping that I have the skills required to really push this idea forward, And if it goes good, then it's going to be really nice because it's going to be passive, and I've already seen good, a good flow of like, what it could be. But it's just like sprucing things up, looking at other people who are doing the same thing and seeing what they're doing and what I'm doing wrong, and just analyzing that whole thing that I've been doing like the past 2 or 3 weeks. And I think I know a couple things that I could do to make things better for myself and make things more consistent. So I'm trying that. The other thing, like I said, is I'm doing small time investing, nothing crazy, but rendering animation frames with render with my 2 computers, and mining and all the other stuff I'm doing on the side. Also, I think one of the biggest things that's coming up is on January 4th, I'll be trying to revive Voyagers, which is going to be huge because this is my first time ever pitching something, and I'll be pitching that to the Optimism network or Optimism developers, so that's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be exciting, interesting, a learning experience if it doesn't go right, but I've been really, really, really trying hard to think about all the things that I could do if I were to do it right and do that project good again. And so hopefully that goes well. And then last but not least, I want to talk really quickly about our manga project. Our manga is almost done. It's literally a week, maybe a week or 2 out, and we'll be finished. And I just got to get it translated in a couple different languages, and then it's done. And so once that's done, then I'll go ahead and apply for they have the contest. I'll probably do that in February, and we'll apply for a contest and also try to get it physical copy in the next month or so, or right after the contest, somewhere around there. And we'll try to get physical copies so that we can go ahead and send to publishers and see what happens. So that's just the down low. If I think of anything else, I might add an update to this at the very end, or in like another part. But that's it for today, and Happy New Year, and let's keep going.
Anda decorando el Adriano, mira. Nice.
Here it goes. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No! No! Oh, somebody hit the controller there.
So if you thought the video was good, please give it a like and share. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see the rest of the story unfold. This project is so close to my heart, and your support keeps it going. Thanks so much. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time in the archives of a Shiba Millionaire.